Hello and welcome back to the channel. Long have I waited for this day, as we've just received the first two premiering episodes of the Acolyte, which of course means the debut of the High Republic in live action. We did get it in animation in Young Jedi Adventures, however, we now have it in live action, which is absolutely fantastic. For those that don't know, the High Republic is a series of Star Wars, is an era of Star Wars, most notably known for their books, which I think are split into Phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 1 is fantastic, is what got me into Star Wars. I would highly recommend reading them if you haven't already. In fact, I do have a poster of Phase 1 just round the bookshelf that I unfortunately can't show off, that is signed from all the Phase 1 authors. I've met a good chunk of them. They are all absolutely fantastic authors and lovely people. I've got several fancy editions of the books on my shelf. I'm waffling far too much about my love for the High Republic, but to finally see it depicted in live action is going to be absolutely sensational. Not only that, we're finally seeing the Jedi in their prime. We're going to hopefully see some foreshadowing between where they're kind of going to start to go wrong. And we're seeing a kind of thing of the Sith properly in the shadows. Now, I say properly in the shadows. We know that they then stay in the shadows for another 100 years before Palpatine. So I'm really interested to see how this is kind of going to be incorporated, how we're going to see the Jedi, and more importantly, how they're going to slowly start to crumble. So without further ado, let's get into the first two episodes of Star Wars, The Acolyte. Wow, the Nile would, yeah. I believe we've seen this fight already in a sneak peek or preview of the Acolyte. I think this is what they showed in cinemas at the Phantom Menace re-release. But I'm not entirely sure. This could be a bit of a debate. They could be showing footage like it, and then the actual fight happens later on. But I think this is the fight. Already we're getting a very unique kind of sense of combat. Like, we don't get this kind of fighting a lot in Star Wars, so it's quite nice to see some lightsaberless conflict. Alas, the one way you can confidently rely on getting away from a Jedi is threatening an innocent life. Never mind, she's not getting away. Interesting. And here's the intro. Wait, did she actually kill her, or was this just a whole dream sequence going, oh, you're thinking about killing Jedi? I swear they have to introduce a new ridiculously adorable droid / creature at the beginning of every goddamn series.
Whoa, inside voices.
So, her nights are spent murdering Jedi and her days are spent being a ship engineer. Yeah, it just seems very odd to have this kind of contrast between killing a Jedi and then just, you know, fixing a ship. That is a Jedi Vector, I believe. I think.
To what do we owe
the High Republic robes. The High Republic.
Last night a Jedi was murdered on Ueda.
Okay, so it wasn't the dream sequence. Again, it doesn't feel to me that she's lying here. So, it could be the case that she's being manipulated by someone else, or that she's the one doing the manipulating. It's odd. And again, just submitting as well, like... I'm so confused. Going back to Coruscant, though, that's going to be cool. I mean, I think last we saw that was in Mando Season 3, so I'm interested to see... There it is! We've not seen that temple in ages. Actually, saying that, we saw it in Kenobi and also Mando, but that's besides the point. It's always interesting to see the different analogies used for the Force. Ava Chris, another Jedi in the High Republic era, but I believe she's dead around this point. Although, Vanestra would know her. I didn't think we'd be seeing her this episode. I was honestly beyond thrilled to hear that she was being included in the series. And now you're going to hear it was your old Padawan that did it. It's going to be especially as interesting as well, given that bond between Master and Apprentice, how this is going to come into effect with the judgment of this this new character. Did the Jedi not go with them to escort? I feel like they probably should have some better security. Given that one of their prisoners was able to remotely hack a droid, and there's only one other droid to worry about, but there you have it. Especially considering one of them is a supposed Jedi killer. You'd have thought that some Jedi would at least be there to kind of oversee the transfer. But there you go. That as well, she seems reluctant to use the Force. Does she have like an identical twin or something? Okay, she didn't rip his head off. That's good at least. I thought she just killed a droid. I'd say that's just another happy landing. That was dreadful. Ooh! I believe that's Daphne Keen's Jedi. Not bad advice. I'm liking Sol, you know. He seems like a pretty nice, well-headed kind of Jedi. I'm yeah.
It wasn't our idea.
Well, they got far. I don't think the brace position helped that much, you know. What? The seat's not even there. Well, I mean, she's alive, so I guess it did kind of, by extension, work, but still. Even though it seems that even by herself, this is why I don't think that she was responsible for her actions to begin. Oh! Put your robes on, mate.
I will redeem myself.
I'm liking Yord, though. I mean, honestly, all these Jedi so far seem really likable, and they're really good. It's herself. Her younger self.
May.
Wait.
Hello, sister.
Oh! She's got a twin. Interesting. Wonder, is this another example of like a dyad in the Force or something like that, with twins that are both Force sensitive? That was a dream sequence. But did it actually happen and she's waking up like... This has already got my head going.
May is dead. That was her name.
I mean, I was under the impression that the actress was playing a character called May. So, I'm okay. And supposedly the whole records of her being a twin have disappeared, because conveniently that means that her sister would then get blamed. Okay. Yellow saber blade as well. That's when you know you're in the High Republic, man.
The Jedi.
Okay.
In a dream. Laser.
So it is two people.
To them.
Oh!
An acolyte kills the dream.
This is the Sith. So it does seem then that it's two different people, but the kind of interconnectedness of them is what intrigues me. Is this another dyad in the Force, or what? Because as far as I'm aware, we haven't really had any Force-sensitive twins. There's one instance that I can think of, and that's the two in the Clone Wars, where Fives kills one of them, where the inhibitor chips malfunctions. So I'm curious. So if May has been supposedly dead, what happened with her and the Order? He's deep in his meditation. He won't be disturbed for no one. How can a girl thought for dead have unfinished business with Jedi Masters? That's where I'm confused. See, one thing I'm kind of noticing is that all of the Jedi, and this might be a little bit early to kind of judge, they seem like Qui-Gon in The Phantom Menace, which I think is a testament to how good of a Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn was, and how far the Jedi fell from that. However, again, it's quite early to be judging all Jedi based off of the interactions of Vanestra Rowe and Master Sol. He's just as conked out, it seems, as the person you tried to kill. Although I'd wager he doesn't have a Force bubble around him. I'm wondering if he knows that she's going after Jedi. Oh! The question is this Master actually a Sith, or do they just possess a red lightsaber? That is also something that could be the case.
Everyone hate it.
Disapproving father.
Doesn't matter.
I've told you that.
I'm wondering if we're going to get a flashback to this eventful kind of event. But I don't think we will until it reveals, like, everything about May and this supposed the Master. Be interested to see if they'll go face to face this early in the season, although I can't recall actually how many episodes long this season is, so maybe.
I know why you took the Barash vow. You thought this life would
The
give you
Barash
the
vow?
peace you seek.
It's been a while since I've heard about that. Okay. Looks like he's going to be speaking to someone within 10 years. Also, is that Dean Charles Chapman? I could have sworn he was playing another character. So he has actually done something. He's just offed himself. They're going to find her with the body and that's going to look even worse. Killing off Jedi one by one, like dropping like flies.
Maybe start explaining.
He was poisoned.
She didn't do it.
Oh, he was watching. The way she's seeing the childlike kind of form of her sister and then, bam, walking in on like the scene where her sister just... It's interesting. I'm wondering if her sister's doing that on purpose or what.
So there are no signs of struggle.
Perimeter. Jackie stays on lookout.
I love their gauntlets. We've not had any kind of long shots of it, but
Need be.
it looks really cool.
The ship for questioning.
Wondering how she's going to act if she's trying to imitate someone that she's thought dead for like 10 years. It'll be interesting.
Hold on.
We know you supplied me with the poison that killed Master Tobin. We have your confession.
I love her to bits, man.
I didn't know what you were going to do with that stuff.
I have a bad feeling about this.
It has to be said in every goddamn Star Wars project.
Do not interfere.
Let me try now.
I reckon he's probably on her list, if I had to guess.
Torben, Kelnaka, and you.
Kalnaka the Wookiee.
To kill you.
I think that was the name of the Wookiee. Well, it'll be interesting trying to see her kill a Wookiee, but... I'm intrigued on how she thinks the Jedi are responsible for what happened when the Jedi seem to have this dead set view that she caused the fire and therefore the death of her family. So I'm interested to see May's perspective when we eventually get that. Again, this martial arts focus like fighting is so refreshing to see. Like, I love saber combat, don't get me wrong, and I'm sure we will get some eventually, but
You attack me without...
this is just using the Force in such a cool way. Like, and she's trained well, and she's trying to always get their sabers every time. But why? Because she's not interested in taking them. She left Indara's behind, so I'm just confused.
You couldn't tell me who he is even if you wanted to.
I don't think we've ever seen that before with the Force. That's really interesting. So she thought the Jedi killed her sister, but then why did the Jedi willingly kill himself? Oh, this is even more confusing, man. We're given an answer and I then just have 10 more questions. Her costume design is really cool, I can't lie. But she didn't try and kill Sol. That interests me. Because surely you've got a easy chance to just kill him. Or kill the other Jedi, but just not... Didn't seem to do that. Seeing loads of different, like, non-humans in this is also really, really cool. Like, most of the time Star Wars does just focus on maybe having a couple of aliens, but to have several is really, really awesome. Vinestra does actually make a good point there, to be fair. I can see Sol's side, don't get me wrong, but the kind of, you know, going into it rash, and it's only going to get you in trouble. I can see why a Wookiee would want to live here. Wookiee Jedi, man, that's a combination of things you don't want to deal with. Oh, that is cool, though. So they were the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte. Okay, I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect going into this because, again, my experience with the High Republic has all been through the books. And, well, the books are really great. I obviously knew they weren't going to take up the main threat in the books, which is the Nile. And this is, again, set later than the books are. It's in the future. So, but I think what I find really, really cool about this is it is showing the Jedi in their peak. You know, we're having Master Sol, and again, this is... it's based off of 2 episodes, so I can't say it about all Jedi. He seems very similar to Qui-Gon Jinn, who, for years, is described as the epitome of a Jedi, and the fact there are other Jedi just like him at this point in time really shows how much the Jedi changed to the point where Qui-Gon was believed to be, you know, like a hippie, or like an outcast, where that used to be the norm. It's a really interesting kind of contrast to show in the first couple of episodes of the show. Indara dying straight out the bat, literally within the first 10 minutes of the first episode again, didn't expect that. I was really excited. I'm like, I think the actress name is Carrie-Anne Moss as well. I was like, oh, Carrie-Anne, she was in The Matrix, she's really cool. I can't wait to see her in all of these, like, different fight scenes and throughout the series and using a lightsaber, and then dies in, like, the first 10 minutes, so that's a shame. Although I feel like we might get her in a flashback, who knows. The point I find so interesting here is this dynamic between Osha and May. At least I think her name is Osha, because May sticks easier in my head. What's going on there? So, what... The only theory I could come up when she thought her sister was dead was that, oh, you know, she got raised by this master who told her the Jedi killed her sister, and that's why she hates them. However, that doesn't add up if, for one, a Jedi then saw her, was just like, I'm so sorry, I know what I did to you. After taking the Barash vow, then swigs poison. That suggests there is more at play here, more than just what is going on with the two sisters. So I'm really curious. And again, these were all on the same planet when this fire incident took place. So is May really responsible for the fire? Like, how... It's actually an interesting mystery. Like, when I heard it was a bit of a whodunit with Jedi, I was like, it's kind of clear that, you know, this May character is the person that does it, and, you know, she's shown in the trailers, like, it's like, oh, they're twins, okay. I didn't know that. We didn't know that, like... There's a lot of theories to be had. Originally, I thought it was possible that it could be the case of... I think a dyad is kind of likely, given that they're seeing each other. There was that whole dream sequence where she was following a younger version of her sister, and that's what led us to believe that May was alive. But it didn't seem that May was aware that she was alive, so is there an external force manipulating her? Much like in The Rise of Skywalker, with Palpatine manipulating the dyad between Ben and Rey, in the sense that he constantly connected them across The Last Jedi, and did it a little bit in The Rise of Skywalker as well, or maybe at that point they were just doing it themselves. However, they made that connection with the dyad, so I'm wondering if that's what's happening here. That's my current leading theory, is that they're a dyad in the Force, and they're being manipulated by this third party, presumably the wielder of the red lightsaber we saw at the end of episode 1. But there's a lot of ways this can go. I'm liking the fact that it's already given off the impression that no one's safe, just based on the fact you've killed off what was going to be, seemingly by the promotional material, one of the main characters of the series. They're scrapped already, they're dead. So there's not that sense of everyone's safe. So really anything can happen, and I will applaud Leslie Headland for what she's done so far, because it's great. I'm loving it. I can't wait for more. I'd say it was not what I expected, but in a good way. I'm interested, and I don't know what is next. And they're not leaving a million breadcrumbs to kind of point out to the viewer, saying this is what happens, obviously, because this, and this. And it's in a point in Star Wars where we don't really know what's going on other than the High Republic books. That's the nearest thing we've got to cover this time period. So it's not exactly like the comic readers will say, oh, actually, this is what this means. It's like, no, we're all in uncharted territory here, so anything truly could happen. But I'm a big fan so far. Vanestra Rowe. Now, I wanted to go on like a 10-minute rant about this before, but I figured I'd save it for the after, and I honestly didn't think we'd get that much of Vanestra. I'm incredibly excited to see more of her. Vanestra was one of my favourite characters in the High Republic books, and you may be wondering, well, if she's in the High Republic books, how's she still alive? So Miri Allens have longer longer duration of life. Don't know why I butchered saying that. I don't think we know exactly how old well, we probably do because we do know dates, but I don't think we know exactly how old Miri Allens lived, but it makes sense for her to be alive this long. But she was actually mastered by, or mentored by, Stellan Gios, another Jedi in the High Republic era, again, in the era of the books, not of this show. A lot of you may know him by his lightsaber rather than him himself. He's got the blue crossguard Jedi hilt. Disney released it on Shop Disney a while ago and at Galaxy's Edge. And that was her master, and so seeing her is, as a book fan, like validation, like, yeah, she's here. She you read her on the page, but she's here now. Like, That's really cool. That's really, really cool. And just getting her in live action at all is fantastic. Venestra was one of my favorite Jedi from the High Republic era. And I was very lucky enough to meet Justina Ireland, who wrote the first book with Venestra Rowe in it, Test of Courage. While she didn't necessarily make the character, she definitely influenced her early story. And yeah, I'm really excited to see Venestra some more this season. And I hope she's safe, because if she dies in this, I'm going to be furious. And I'm no longer going to like you, Leslie Headland, if you're watching this. I doubt you are. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that has been the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte. You can come back every week, and I'll be doing reactions weekly to this. And I'm very, very excited to see where this show goes. I was also, and I will address this very quickly, I was very disheartened to see a lot of the negativity going towards the show before its release. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't have to love everything. There are some people that are going to watch this show and it's not going to be their thing, and they're not going to like it, which is fair enough. It was upsetting to see the amount of negativity be just being hurled at this show before release. And I really hope that a lot of the people that were throwing that negativity do have the chance to sit down and watch it and have the same kind of enjoyment as me. Obviously, again, this is opinionated. Not everyone's going to enjoy this show the same as me. Some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. But I really hope this can be something that Star Wars fans will be a lot more positive towards. However, yeah, we'll see. Star Wars fandom isn't exactly well known for positivity overall. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that will be all for today's video. Please, if you wouldn't mind, drop a like on this video, subscribing. We've just hit 300 subscribers today, which is really, really cool, and I do want to do a post celebrating that. So thank you all so much for the support. But yeah, please be sure to like, comment. What did you think of these first 2 episodes? Did you like them? Did you hate them? What are your theories? Do let me know. I'm really interested in where this show can go and where it will go. But I've waffled enough. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.